Mexico, you gave us more than a training ground and a bed. You gave us proof that hearts can still win against the headlines instead. When war tried to break us and visas tried to erase, you reminded us that people can still choose grace. We will carry this feeling into every match we play, knowing that somewhere in Tijuana someone believes we can stay, not just in the tournament, but in the story of what's right. Mexico, you turned darkness into light. One day the war will end and the visas will be old news, but the memory of your welcome will be the story we choose to tell our children when they ask about difficult times, about the country that opened its heart when others drew lines. You didn't fix everything, you couldn't stop the pain, but you gave us something powerful we can never explain. The feeling that even in the middle of geopolitical fire, ordinary people can still lift others higher. We came looking for a place to train and survive. We found something rare, a reason to feel alive. This is our thank you, not because you had to, but because you did.
When the world gave us tension, you gave us warmth. When visas became walls, you became the door. Mexico.
From a nation carrying war on its shoulders, thank you for carrying us for a little while. We will never forget Tijuana's lights, the cheers outside the hotel, the banner in our language, and the simple truth that humanity still wins sometimes with everything we have left. Thank you. We came carrying a dream, but war was already at our door. Visas became weapons, borders became walls. Then one country chose to open its heart instead. This is not just a thank you. This is our story of fear and the kindness that saved it. Missiles wrote headlines while we tried to pack our boots. Every night the sky reminded us of the cost of roots. We trained in Turkey with one eye on the news, wondering if the game we love would still have any use. The war wasn't on the pitch, but it followed us everywhere, turning the World Cup dream into something heavy to bear. Security concerns, threats, and names on lists we never chose. Suddenly our presence became a political pose. We just wanted to play, to run, to feel the grass, but every plan we made kept falling through like shattered glass. Then came the hammer. Visas denied for those who hold us up. Coaches, doctors, the federation president, all told not enough. 15 hearts who built this team from the ground, suddenly treated like threats instead of people we're proud of. Players got last-minute papers, but only to commute. Enter the U.S. for matches, then leave the same day like refugees in pursuit. Our original home in Tucson was taken away. We were told we couldn't even sleep on American clay. The war had already taken too much from our land. Now even the beautiful game wanted to take its stand. We stood in airports with bags and quiet fear, wondering if the dream we chased for years would disappear. Then Mexico spoke, not with conditions, not with fear in their tone, but with open arms that felt like coming home. FIFA asked and they said yes without hesitation. While the world debated politics and separation, Tijuana opened its gates, club solos opened their ground. A banner in Farsi said Iranian cheetahs welcome, what a sound. We landed in the early hours with tired eyes and guarded hearts, expecting cold stares and distance, but instead we got art. The art of human kindness painted across every face. Mexican people waiting just to put us in our place, not as enemies, not as headlines, not as a political game, but as fellow players who also carry pressure and pain. Outside the hotel, fans gather with cheers and open hands, not because cameras were rolling, just because they understand that behind every jersey is a story the world rarely sees, and sometimes the simplest welcome can bring a nation to its knees. Mothers sent food like we were their own sons far from home. Children asked for autographs like we were heroes made of chrome. Taxi drivers spoke with love, not politics in their voice, telling us Tijuana was proud to give us this choice. We trained under armed security but felt safer than before, because the people around us chose connection over war. They saw past the missiles, past the tension, past the blame, and treated us like humans playing a beautiful game.
Mexico, you saw us when the world saw only war. You opened your city when others slammed the door. You gave us a better field and a reason to believe.
When everything around us was falling like autumn leaves. This thank you comes from every player who almost broke, from every fan back home who carried the heavy yoke. You turned a nightmare into something we could hold. Mexico, Carolina's warm light, knowing that tonight we might cross the border to fight, not with weapons but with boots and a ball on foreign grass, while the war back home still makes the future hard to grasp. We coming you like ghosts for 3 matches, in and out the same day, while Mexican people wave from the streets in the most human way. They don't ask about politics or who's right or who's wrong, they just smile and say play well like we belonged all along. In a tournament full of tension, you gave us a place to breathe, a small piece of peace in the middle of everything we grieve. To every Mexican who cheered when we stepped outside, to every citizen who refused to let politics decide, you didn't have to love us, you didn't have to care, but you chose humanity when the world chose to stay. Welcoming a team that felt rejected, feel like they belong, and that kind of love is louder than any war song.